not just here in Wyckoff, surrounding communities. You know, even if it was helping his son-in-law, mayor down in Point Pleasant, he touched the state and even outside the state. Tom was definitely one of a kind. Had one of the biggest hearts that I ever met. He was one of the first friends that I had here in town. First of all, we got along besides politics because we had a few other things in common: football, cigars, and definitely some soda pops. So, and honestly, this is my 5th year on the Township Committee, and probably one of the biggest reasons I'm sitting in this seat right now is because of Tom, and I owe a lot to Tom. He was a friend, he was a mentor. You know, we could go on and on. There's countless stories and stories, and over the next week and years, you know, we'll be telling stories about Tom. And then, you know, literally every morning, 9 a.m., this is your 9 a.m. wake-up call. Even though I've been up since 5, but for 10 years, almost 10 years, I got a call every morning at 9 o'clock. During football season, it was actually on the Monday call was a different one, and even this past Monday, while he was in the hospital, he called me up around 9 o'clock, and he said, "Pete, Jets still suck." I said, "Yeah, thanks, Tom." He reminded me, "Don't forget, you got a barbecue for the seniors tomorrow." And that was my last conversation with Tom. You know, I saw him the morning right before he actually met with Rudy, having coffee, and you know, he seemed perfectly fine to me. But as we all know, what happened. So, you know, I just like Dave said, you know, besides everything else, he was a friend and a very good friend. So.
Rudy, I just want to add one quick thing. I also would not be sitting in this chair had it not been for Tom.
You're right.
When my wife and I, we left town for a short period of time, and when we came back, Tom called me and put the hook in, and you know, for the past 10 years, I've been heavily involved with our group, and so, and then even at the time of me getting appointed, I wouldn't be here if it was not for Tom. So there you go.
You're absolutely right. It was Tom Madigan who insisted that you get that appointment, without a doubt. I don't know where to start either. Tom Madigan was my good friend. Tom was the kind of a person that you meet, if you're lucky, once in a lifetime. I've heard who he was, what he did that no one knew he did. He was always there to help. If you needed to be picked up at Aki's gas station, no problem, I'll do this with you. It was just, I don't know how he found the time in a day to cover all the bases he actually did. And he was an acquired taste, though. He was an acquired taste, but once you knew him, there was none like him. And he could figure anything out. He knew the presidents. He knew the presidents of the United States and who their vice presidents were, I think. And he knew how long they were in office. It was incredible. You know, we all know how much I love Wyckoff, okay? I'm a native Wycoffian. Now I'm going to draw an analogy. There was a little manufacturing plant in Hackensack off of Newman Street. And 6 months after 9/11, they painted a sign on the side of their building that said, "We are Americans by choice, not by birth." Tom Madigan was a Bostonian by birth. He was a Wycoffian by choice. And he became such a fabric of our part of our community, and he loved this town. He loved it every bit as much as I did or could, and I'm a native Wycoffian. So I just want to draw that analogy. It's a powerful thing when you stop and think about it, to adopt where you are and become so involved and make such a contribution over the years to Wyckoff, quite honestly. From the school board to, you know, I guess this goes to his school board days, he helped hundreds, if not more, high school students get into college. he helped them fill out their applications. He knew how to approach, I think he even knew people in admissions offices. And he would talk to me about it, and I'm thinking, where do you have the time? And he knew people, and he got it done. And then after that, he worked with the Rotary to get him scholarships. I mean, it was just incredible. And he just did it. He never really made a thing of it. And that alone is a huge contribution to a community. It was from Rambo and Indian Hill's book. We did the Flow Follies, he and I. And we just, it was just so much fun. I'll never forget what were the two guys in the cartoons, that one guy hit the guy with the newspaper, the other one, it was, oh God, I don't hear. Anyway,
Laurel and Hardy, maybe?
What's that?
Laurel and Hardy, maybe?
No, it wasn't Laurel and Hardy, it was a couple of grumpy old guys. So and we had our parts to read, and he was sleeping next to me. He had to fall asleep next to me, and I always carried a New York Post. So just out of living, I started hitting him with the Post, and the audience went crazy. Just in front of the audience, they went crazy. So but that was the type of relationship we had. It was just good memories. I'll just finish up with two quick stories. I get a call today from Eli at the barn. Rudy, I'm sorry about Tom. I said, thank you, Eli. He expressed his condolences and his family's condolences. He said, I have a gift certificate here that Tom ordered from me a week ago. So I knew it was for tomorrow night with the Rotary dinner. So I called Lee Parker, and I asked him if it was, and he said probably. So I said, I'll call Lee, Eli, and I'll go pick it up. And I picked it up this afternoon, and I gave it to Lee. So, I mean, it's just, and things like this are going to continue to happen because we have no idea what we're going to miss at this point. We have no idea whatsoever. The other thing is, the one line that you guys forgot. He was a native Bostonian. He was a Wyckoff resident, but he always packed his car and had a yacht.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
You did it well.
Yeah.
I did it well.
Yeah.
So I mean, there'll be more to say. I could probably go on and on, but I think I'll just remember my good friend. Anyone else?
Yeah, is there anybody in the audience that would like to say something? This is not formal. It's up to you guys. I mean, I knew you would. I just knew it.
Well,
Thank God. Thank you.
Janet Toomey, 501A Aspen Lane. I was stunned, as everybody was stunned. Elsa called me, and I was in Boston for 4 days. I have grandchildren that live there, and he always liked to hear my Boston stories, especially the one. I have a very good friend that lives on the Cape now, and he went to the same high school. They went together. Well, he wanted to find out what year it was and everything else, I didn't know. But he was the first one that greeted me here, and with a great, big, wonderful greeting. And every single time Elsa and I came, he came down to see how the girls were. And he was a joy to be with and to listen to. And I saw him interacting and how strongly he felt about certain things, like it was his family he was talking about when he talked about Wyckoff. And I came back thinking about all of you, and I really mean this, how hard you work for our town. And I'm thrilled to tell you that. But he also was a very special person, I thought. And anything that didn't go well, you knew it in his face, when he didn't think it was good for the town or something, you knew it. So I think what a wonderful person you're losing, and I know you're brokenhearted, because I was, and I've only known him for a little over 2 years, and you've spent years and years with him. So I appreciate your sadness too. I think Matt and I came about the same time, didn't we, Matt? And anyway, thank you for your words, though. I love them, and I teared up with all of you. So thank you for letting me speak too. And I'm from Spring Meadow, and I know many people in our development know him better and feel the same way. So thank you for
Thank
this
you for your
opportunity.
comments.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say I'm not a native Wyckoff person. We moved to Spring Meadow 6 years ago, and my husband was having trouble, because he's a veteran and there's a discount for veterans or something like that. And Tom Madigan showed up at our house, not knowing who we were. We had no connection with him whatsoever, but he had heard through a friend that this was a problem, and he came to our front door and straightened it out. And I have always felt that he was the type of person who would do that for anyone. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, I forgot to mention, oh, Mike, go ahead.
I can't believe that the seat is empty. I still can't believe that he's gone. I've been in town 10 years. He was always my township committeeman. He's a friend and someone I'm gonna miss dearly. Although one thing I can always hold against Tom, when the Yankees were trying to get into the World Series, he would say to me, "I'm a Red Sox fan." Damn it.
He was.
I can't believe it. He always stayed with the teams from Boston. He's gonna be missed a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
I neglected to mention that Tom was appointed to the Township Committee in 2010. Matt, I have that right, 2010?
October 12th, 2010.
2010. He replaced the seat that was vacated by Dave Conley. And he left for a while, then he came back. He ran, believe it or not, as an independent to get his seat back. And he's been here ever since. So, anyone else?
Mr. Mayor, not to belabor this, but I still remember my first interview here. And let's just say I didn't walk out of that interview with a great feeling in my stomach. And it mostly was because Tom, and I come to love it when you're dealing with him, but Tom was just a little different to deal with, and I wasn't used to it, but he will be missed. Mr. Mayor, we do have two issues, two things that just need to be put into the record, into the meeting minutes, just to, that we need to finish. Roger, did you want to address that one resolution? I neglected to talk about
No,
it.
that's quite all right.
You can come in.
Thank you. Yes, it's resolution 25232. It's approving the appointment of Timothy W. Brock as the fire chief of Wyckoff Volunteer Fire Department. There was a resignation of our chief, Joseph Alvarez. I thanked him for his service. And there is a process that the fire department went through. Article 10 and Article 12, we don't need to go into those details, but that process has been followed. What happens is the officers of the fire department vote, and then they forward the name of who they've chosen to be their next chief to us for approval, and that's what we will be doing at our 8 o'clock meeting with resolution 25232.
Thank you, Roger.
Did I miss anything?
Nope.
Okay.
And then just to put it into the record, in the absence of, so when Tom took ill, and in the absence until his replacement is named, there's just some committee appointments. I just want to put them in the record so that we, committee fill-ins, reassignments, that Tom was covering. Finance will be Roger, facilities Rudy, Personnel, May. Seniors, Pete. Recreation and Parks, May. And Engineering and Uniform Construction Code, Rudy.
Thank you, Matt.
Anything?
Dave, do we have nothing for, executive? Pete, anything else?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. You good?
Going once, going twice?
Motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn this portion of our meeting.
Ms. Bogdansky?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Aye.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
And Mayor Boonstra.
Don't go away. No, Pete. 3 or 3:15, guys.
I'm staying. Rudy, I'm gonna stay.
Oh, you are gonna stay?
Yeah, because we're not
Okay.
gonna be long.
All right, okay, thank you.
I'm good either, so whatever's good.
3:15?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we're good till,
We're adjourned for,